here are the Final Destination 5 movies ranked. So I'm finally done reviewing the movies, so all that's left is ranking the movies, doing my top 10 favorite kills of the franchise, and the top 10 best, most pointed kills of the franchise. So, without further ado, here are the movies ranked. And at number 5 is The Final Destination. It sucks, man. I used to really like this film, but now it's just, I've grown more of an appreciation for the others. There's some good things in it, like Hunt's kill, having his insides sucked through his butthole by the pool drain. I mean, that's good, that's gory, that's a standout kill. Nadia's kill is pretty good, getting splat by a tire, that's pretty gory. And Andy's kill, being diced in a fence is pretty cool, a little gory, a little bloody, but not a lot. And the opening credits, I do like. I do like the music of Devour by Shinedown for the opening of the movie, and the, like I said, opening credits of showing skeleton depictions of the deaths from the previous films are pretty good. Other than that, the characters suck. There's not overall good gore. Some good kills, but not a lot. Only 3 when there's 10 kills. The racetrack is not, for the opening disaster, is not a common enough fear, so it's not that scary. And this movie just doesn't add a new death rule like the other sequels do to shake things up, and this movie is just ultimately boring. It's the shortest movie of the franchise, but it feels like the longest. Number 4 is Final Destination 2. This, again, has good gore. Rory's kill, being trifurcated, is pretty cool. One of the best kills of the franchise. Cat being impaled in the head, through the head with a PVC pipe, is pretty gory. The opening disaster of the car wreck is phenomenal. One of the best, probably the best and my favorite opening disaster of the franchise. And I do also like, from this movie on, they use the premonition to show the order of deaths, which they didn't do that in the first one. They just had, like, a map of the explosion on the TV, so I like that inclusion. I also like the new death rule, or the very first new death rule in it, which new life can defeat death. It makes it a little more interesting. Oh, and I also forgot, Evan's kill is actually pretty good, too. Getting stabbed in the eye with a ladder. That's cool. So a lot of really good things. This is a huge leap in quality from the Final Destination. The only negative I have with it is that, it makes it a little confusing of having it be in reverse. Like, these characters died, but then in real life now, these characters die. It makes it a little confusing, but that's really the only negative I really have with it. Number 3 is Final Destination 3. Again, this movie has great gore. Some of the best kills of the franchise. Ian being split in half by a sign is gory. Frankie having the back of his head being chopped up by a car engine, gory, one of my favorite kills of the franchise. And the ashes being burned in tanning beds. Very scary. Not entirely bloody, but it is, like, gruesome. So it still is a very good kill, but I prefer the more bloody kills. The roller coaster disaster is terrifying. It's scary. And Ian being, like, a human villain is very cool, very interesting. And I like the pictures that Wendy takes of showing the clues of how people are going to die. That's interesting. On the other hand, the characters kind of suck. Frankie is a sleazebag. Lewis is an asshole. The Ashes are bitches. So, it kind of bogs the movie down for that, for having unlikable characters. But still, a very good movie. Number 2. Now, my top 2 are very close. One started it all. The other did everything great in spades. So, I mean, which one is it? My number 2 favorite Final Destination movie is Final Destination, the first one. This just has all the movies in it. So it's the only case I have, aside from the one of the 5th one, which I will show. But the first one is my second favorite, and that's because it has a great concept alone. People escape death, and then death comes back for them. Very interesting. And this was my first horror movie I ever saw. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was up late one night. My dad was flipping through the channels. Went to Final Destination. It was at the plane explosion in the premonition. I was terrified. Dad said, like, oh, don't worry, it's only a dream. He flips it, and then I said, oh, wait, can we go back to that? That was actually interesting. He says, yeah, sure. We watch it. We start watching it. 20 minutes later, I look over. My dad is sleeping. So I am ingesting this all on my own. And then after the film is done, I go into the kitchen to grab a cup, and then I knock over a knife, and I think, oh my god, I just escaped death. But that was just kind of a funny story. Anyways, the kills are decent. Billy's half decap is pretty good. This movie also has one of the greatest jump scares in horror movie history, of Terry being run over by a bus. Just so sudden, quickly. They actually had to add like 30 seconds of chill out time in the movie because audiences were freaking out. So that is just awesome. And it has a good emotional scene. The only negative I have with it is I don't fully understand the path of the fuel line on the plane that they said how it worked. Like, did it blow up each seat or something? I'm not sure. But other than that, a great, phenomenal film. But my number 1 favorite Final Destination movie is Final Destination 5. It's very rare that a 5th movie in a horror franchise is one of the best, let alone even good. Elm Street 5, The Dream Child is bad. Seed of Chucky? I mean, come on, that's terrible. But this is the one exception. It has great gore. Candace being pretzeled is gory. Isaac's head crushing by the Buddha statue, gory. Dennis with the wrench going in his eyes is very gory. It has emotional scenes. It has emotional scenes in this, like the first one. This movie is like everything good about the previous films and takes out everything bad from the previous films. It has good opening credits, like 4, with stuff shattering the glass on the credits of things that previously killed people. And it has a great disaster of the bridge, like 2. And it has a great, great human villain in Peter. And just like Ian in 3, only better, where he feels like an active force in the movie, throughout the movie. And the only real negative I have with it is the eye surgery scene. It's not totally believable that the doctor leaves with Olivia and the thing still set up, but that's only for like 2 minutes, man. I mean, Final Destination 5 is an incredible movie. It's my favorite Final Destination movie, one of my favorite horror movies, and even though Final Destination 4, the Final Destination sucks, Final Destination as a whole is one of my favorite horror franchises of all time. So, thanks for watching.